To One Club Champ. We are Aylesbury United. It is now the year 2028. After, the last update had us in the Championship, and we now are in the Premier League, the big time. Let's just quickly go back a season and show you kind of how the Championship season finished. It was a crazy last day of the season. We needed to win and Bournemouth needed to lose, and we had, in order for us to get automatic promotion. And on that very final day, we managed to beat Brentford and relegated them, and we managed to beat them 5-2. And Bournemouth they were winning their game until the last 10 minutes when Derby scored, and that kind of flip of the result meant that we finished in second place, got automatic promotion, and propelled us into the Premier League. So we've taken Aylesbury United pretty much all the way from the Bet Victor all the way up to the Premier League, and we've done it in the year's now 2028. So we have been on a great course. Let's have a little look at the club info. Look at it right here. We started out obviously in the year 2019-2020 and gone from second. We finished second that year in the Bet Victor Division 1 Central. We then finished first in the Premier League, then finished first in the Vanarama National League North, then first in the Vanarama National League, then first in League 2. We then finished third in League 1 after losing in the final of the playoffs in the 120th minute winner from Birmingham. Then we won League 1 the season after. We then made its way up to the Championship, again losing in the final of the playoffs to Burnley. Again in the 121st minute we conceded a penalty. And then the season after that we finished second. So if you have a look, we are now in the Premier League. We are still ground sharing at Adams Park with Wycombe Wanderers, and we are an incredibly small club with only 3 stars reputation and a ground that has a capacity right now of 8,000. Now, what we are going to be doing is we were forced into increasing the number of seats to get ourselves up to Premier League standards. So we've had to pump in 4 million to get an extra 3,700 seats to make us eligible to have a ground in the Premier League. So anyway, importantly, we received 95 million for basically for the TV rights to be in the Premier League, and we were given a budget for the first time ever. We were given a budget of 30 million. So let's go to our transfers, because I know that's the big thing that you want to see. Where did we spend our money? And it was the first time that we have spent any money on any player. As you can see from our history here, nothing, no blue. All free transfers have got us to the Premier League, and we have now decided to go and spend 29 million on about 10 players. We brought in Luke May again on a free loan, and we're not paying him any wages. We've also brought back Ross Black, who again, same thing, not paying him any wages. So here we go. Let me introduce you to Carlos Rodriguez, who was the first ever signing with money, and we brought him from a club in Uruguay called Nacional. Here is our advanced forward. We paid 7 million for this guy, and he has some incredible stats for an advanced forward. 15 technique, 18 first touch, 18 finishing, 18 dribbling. He's got natural fitness. He's got a personality that is ambitious. He's got 3.5 stars current ability, going up to 4.5 stars. And he is now currently valued at 18 million. Now, the interesting thing about this is that because we don't have a great budget, we have to be very kind of savvy with how we do our contracts. So it's really interesting when you're trying to buy players and you're in the Premier League, they want a huge salary, even if they've only been paid like $2,000 in whatever country they're in. So we managed to negotiate him paying him 35k a week, and we've given him some big bonuses and big clauses if he meets his targets. I'm more than happy to structure it that way. We didn't have to. He had it already on his release clause. It wasn't something that we could take away. So he's got a release clause of 21.5 million, and we're hoping that we can obviously renegotiate this contract once he becomes player. 23 years old, 6 caps, 3 goals. He could be an absolute gem for us. We've already got 2 great strikers in Abubakar Sacco and Lucas Potler, but you know with this game, if you find another gem, there is no loyalty at all. We spent £1 million on Miguel Arcos from Legans. This guy has a promising winger, 5-star potential, 18 years old, and some crazy stats for an 18-year-old. And so he comes in, hopefully to play on the right. As you can see, he is yet to play a game, but when we scouted him, I mean, if you look at his stats, I mean, I'm pretty happy with this. He is definitely going to go up in rating. We've got him on a contract of 2031 or 2031. Go back, let's have another look at some of the other players we've brought in, and we'll just hover over. Some of you remember Kane Posher. He was on loan with us for like 3 seasons. He was released by Man United. We picked him up on loan. He's still 22, and he will give us some nice cover for the cup games. We've brought in a wonder kid from Inter Milan, a 20-year-old defender called Tiziano Marcantoni. If you look at just his stats in terms of defending, 19 heading, 16 tackling, 17 work rate, 18 determination. He's got stamina, jumping reach, good balance. All of these things with a driven personality. He's an Italian under 21. I'm very happy with Tiziano. You'll see out here, this is an incredible signing that obviously when we were starting down in the Bet Victor, signing a player like Neymar would have never have been a thing, but here he is. He turns up in bucks, and he's driving around the market town in his little convertible. But here we go. I've even heard he has a table at Niche. That's one of the things that come with his contract. And he's definitely ordering chips and cheese from Gigi's. Here we go. So we're paying him $6,000 a week to be an impact sub. His technical stats are through the roof still. Physical stats, absolutely garbage. But here we go. We have Neymar. We've given him the number 10 shirt. We probably sold 6k worth of shirts. Imagine all of the in Market Square, or in Friars Square, all of the rip-off fake Neymar jerseys. So here we go. We have Neymar. We brought him in. He's going to retire at the end of this year, but let's give him one swan song season with the Ducks and see what he can do. We brought in a free transfer, Bujar Becker, 22-year-old. He's got a cap for Kosovo, and he comes in. We've got him 3.2 million. We're paying him $7,000 a week. He's got good left-back stats for us. Comes from Freiburg out in Germany. And we brought him on loan. He did well in just like his reports from the scouts. So we brought him in as cover. And then, here's a great player. We spent money on this guy, £5 million. He's now valued at 6.25. We're paying him $20,000 a week. He is a left back, no nonsense left back, but also interesting enough fits into our tactic as a wing back. But he's only got 8 crossings, so it's not going to be too good. He's an under 20 Argentinian left back, centre back. Has the ability to play in midfield and left midfield too. So we brought him in from Boca. He's got 5-star potential. In terms of his contract, again, we had to negotiate. He's got a minimum fee of 39 million. We've given him some big bonuses if he can stay with us, and we give him a contract to 2032. I'm happy to spend 5 million on a player that is young with 5-star potential. Here comes Christian Hillestrom. He is from Copenhagen, and He's a Danish under 21 right midfielder. He's now worth 12.75. We paid 2.9 million for him with some basically contingencies that takes it up to what we could potentially be paying him, or at least Copenhagen, we could pay them 18.25. But if you have a little look, the potential add-ons, okay, were that basically if we win the league in our first year, let's see if we can find that. If we win the league, there we go. If we win the league in our first year, we are going to be giving him a big chunk of money, or Copenhagen a big chunk of money. All right, let's move on to the next guy. So that's Christian Hillstrom. You'll all know this. He's a current player, Jack Grealish, 32 years old, still got some good stats, natural fitness at 15, can play on the right, can play on the left. Basically has had his entire career at Aston Villa, and you can see it has dwindled away towards the end. But for us, he could start easily on left midfield or right midfield for us, and Jack Grealish comes in. And here we go. This is potentially one of our best signings. His name is Jan Moravec. Jan Moravec comes from Slavia Prague. He is 20 years old. He is already an international with 2 caps and a goal, 29 under 21 caps and 15 under 21 goals. Look at his stats again. First touch 17, finishing 17, dribbling 15, great physicals. He's a wonder kid in the media description. 4.5 stars with a 5-star potential. He again, we spent big on this guy. 13.75 we shelled out for Jan Moravec. Anyway, welcome to Bucks. He gets the 23 jersey, and we're paying him big money. We're paying him 50k a week. It's huge, but you know, when you're in the Premier League, you have a little bit more money to play around with. We said goodbye to Jordan Lukaku. He went off to Israel. He now plays for Maccabi Haifa. And we said goodbye to Frederick Lanun. Frederick Lanun, after giving away a penalty in League One, basically was punished an entire season and did not play. If you have a look here, played 18 games in that championship season, and then we did not play him at all for the next year as a punishment for giving away a penalty that cost us promotion. So I was happy to get rid of him. We said goodbye to Andrea Bonetti. He was a great cup player for us, scored a bunch of goals. We said goodbye to Nestor Martinez, didn't really cut the grade for us. We've sent Jose Pardo on loan. He actually did well for us, this fella, last year. Scored 9 league goals, had a 706 rating. But once we've now signed those other players, we needed to get him, and he's on 10 grand a week, so he's off on loan for a season. Let's see what else we did. We sold Christopher Nkunku, and we got 14 million for a 30-year-old who averaged 6.91. Not quite what we wanted, but that is a pretty good return on a free transfer to then sell for 14 million, which I believe could go up past 14 million to 17.25. So the 17.25 plus the 29 million, I'm happy with our transfer dealings, our business. So anyway, first game of the season, we have Arsenal at home, and Arsenal were champions 2 years ago, and they finished 5th last year. Now we've decided to try and reward many of the players that played last year. We've got Luke May and Deli Bashiru in the centre to start with. Jack Grealish plays on the left. Christian Hillstrom gets a debut. We're going to play Carrizo. Tanganga has come all the way up. Marcatoni and Matheson. Now Matheson is now up to 10.25 million. And Tanganga is up to 12.75 million. He has come all the way up from the leagues. We signed him in the Vanarama National and has come through League 2, League 1, Championship, and has never had anything below a 7.17 rating. Has played basically nearly 200 games for the club. Quite pretty, well, not legend status yet. Sacco, here he is, 13 million. Last year got Player of the Year. He scored 20 league goals. He has already scored 58 league goals for the club. And here is our star, Lucas Potler, 18.25 million. Had a good season again with 22 league goals, 7.38 average rating. So rather than go with Rodriguez, who is a top player, and Moravec, we're going to start with the guys that got us promotion. We've got Neymar on the bench. Nico Williams over here is sub 2 if we need to switch a fullback out. Juan Carlos, if you had a look at him, he's 13.75 million now. And when we first signed him on a free, he was worth like 90k. And then we've got Maloleki. Now, Mafonga Maloleki is now 11.25 million and scored probably the best goal that I've seen in Champ for a while. And we've got a backup goalkeeper of Gunnarsson. If you have a look, Gianni Vrizas, the Greek goddess, is now worth 4.7 million. We've got Joe Bryan as backup too. Here's a guy who could get good, Kieran Cook. He's got, I think he's got good potential for us. Pereira can play up front, and in the back he's now worth 7.25 million. That's crazy. He was a free transfer. Here's our Riyad Mahrez. He is now worth 10 million. Let's have a little look at Riyad Mahrez. Fawaz Al-Hafi, yeah, did all right. Scored 6 league goals, had a 6.96 rating. Is statting up pretty nicely. Has still got good potential. He's worth 10 million. But the problem with this guy is that he has a release clause of 4.6. So and I don't know whether we're going to offer him a new contract. So here we go. We are welcoming Arsenal to Wycombe Wanderers for this game between the Ducks and the Gunners. This is interesting stuff because we've just been promoted, and we're going to proceed with the game. Not many of our new signings are starting in this one, apart from obviously Jack Grealish and Hillstrom over here. Arsenal are setting up in a 5-3-2, and they've got one of the best regens in the game, Bob Davies. He's worth 84 million. He's an England starter. And another amazing striker, 70 million, Anders Muller. We've got Rabiot, Torreira, and Noah Carroll, who's at 61 million. I mean, their team are absolutely stacked here. But we're going to give it a go. Oh, just to Sturgeon in goal. Here we go. Now, let's pause because I know we're going to go with some director highlights here. And we're just going to slow it down. Should have sorted that all out before the video, but here we go. Carrizo out on the left, whips it in, and now Arsenal are on the counter with Muller, who what a ball to Bob Davies, and he puts it wide. Carrizo with the long throw. Oh no, she played it short to Grealish. On the edge, drops it back, whips in across, back post, Hillstrom heads it over. We definitely have some options off the bench here today. Not too many defensively. Look, we can understand a bit of nerves. This first game in the Premier League, first day of the season. Just give a little shout to Marcatoni about no pressure. Clicked on the wrong thing there. Go back to the game. See if that helps Marcatoni not be so nervous. Potler has already picked up an injury, but hopefully he can recover. I see those the percentages going back up to 71%. Tanganga picks up the standard yellow card. Luke May is looking aggressive, and we need to definitely tell him to calm down. Oh, we can't tell anyone to calm down. "30 minutes into our first game, and we're doing okay." I don't need anyone being aggressive out there. I don't need a red card on the first day. Not too many highlights in this one so far. That's great. Luke Matheson has made a lot of mistakes today. That is not what we need. Oh, throw in to Arsenal. My word. Those two are absolutely getting stuck in. Luke May, do not get sent off. Oh, they're toying with us on the edge of the box. And that is 1-0 to Arsenal. Anders Muller. Let's have a little sideline view there. It's a great finish. Now our board has told us that we need to obviously fight against a relegation, of which every year we've pretty much defied the odds and got promotion, finished in the playoffs. As you can see, though Adams Park is under construction, there is not much going on. All right, yeah, tell him it's disappointing. Yeah, fired up. I think it's time to make a couple of subs here. I think we're going to take off. Oh dear. Should we let's bring on Neymar for a bit of flair. We'll drop Grealish into a deep line playmaker role, which he can play. And Lucas Potler was already on some kind of injury, so we'll take him off. And we're going to bring on our wonder kid of Moravec. So we've made 2 subs at half time. And let's see how that really changes us. Our body language is all anxious and nervous, so that's not going to help us at all. Look at that Premier League crowd, 8,000. And there we go. You've got to love that. Neymar with the assist. Moravec with his first goal off the bench. So both subs coming off the bench to change the game in the first couple of minutes. That's a great ball by Neymar. Lovely finish by Moravec. And we are tied 1-1. 50th minute in the game. Now again, free kick to Arsenal. We've left too high up, so if we can... Oh no, if we can win the ball back here, we might be able to counter. Here we go. Here's the counter. Wonder Kid has got the ball. What are you going to do? Oh, great save. Great save. Sacco has got to put that away. Here we go. Corner. Who takes it? Neymar. The crowd, the Bucks faithful, clapping him in the corner. Don't give it away, Hillstrom. Deli Basharu to Marcatoni. Oh, there we go. All right, we might have to make a little change here. I don't want to make the third one, but not getting much from a couple of these boys that we've got some talent on the bench. We'll just tell Sacco just to ease off the tackles. Marcatoni gets a booking on his debut. Goal kick to Aylesbury. Marcatoni out to Tanganga. Out to our fullback, Carrizo, who's bringing it forward. Well, he's gone all the way up the wing. Cuts it back to Grealish. Drops it back into Tanganga. Oh, God, all the way back to the goalkeeper. That is not good. Still keeping possession, though. A little bit of tiki-taka. Now we've got Matheson on the right. Plays it into space. Can we win it back high up the field here? No, ball over the top. And Tanganga is going to get a yellow card, and that is his second, and he will be having an early bath. That is a red card. Okay. So, time for us to take off Sacco. We're going to put on Maluleki, and we'll play him in the back. And just drop him up there. And we're going to stay attacking. If 10 men, we're expected to lose this game. Let's see if we can just keep pushing away with the same tactic. Oh, that's perfect. We've now made all our subs and someone is injured. So now we are down to 9 men. Not sure kind of what we do here. Maluleki, can he play out there? No. Alright, Grealish, you're going at left back. Sorry, buddy. What a disaster. We're going to obviously have to change our mentality. We're going to go park the bus. And this is going to be us with 9 men against Arsenal. And we got 20 minutes to survive on the first day of the season. A red card, an injury after 3 subs. Disastrous start to the season. Can we hang on after parking the bus against Arsenal? Good save, Maluro. 12 minutes to go. Arsenal have a corner. And we are now hanging on. Jack Grealish with a great tackle playing at left back. 10 minutes to go. Another highlight for Arsenal. Here's the best regen in the game, Bob Davies, firing into the temporary stand. Another highlight for Arsenal. This is just going to be what it's going to be like for the next 10 minutes. Boom, there you go, Pellegrini. I can't even be bothered to watch the highlight of that one. What a joke of a first day of the season. Love it when they tell you that Jack Grealish is being played out of position like you don't know. Well, there's been certainly some positives with this performance. We know that we've got some goals in us in terms of Moravec, and we know that Neymar has got some quality to come off the bench. But the Premier League has done us over with bookings and sending offs, whereas maybe in the lower leagues, that's a great save again by Malero. In the lower leagues, we probably would have got away with a couple of those tackles. In the Premier League, not so much. That's an unbelievable goal by Noah Carroll. God, what a strike on the edge of the box. Oof. And that's what you get when you play 9 men against Arsenal. Adding a bit of gloss to this performance with the third goal. And there we go, final whistle goes, and we have lost 3-1 at home to Arsenal on the first game. A pretty disastrous first game where we had injuries, wasted too many subs at half time, and then we had a sending off too. Alright, there we go, bit of an update for us, and we're in the Premier League, and it starts off with a loss.